Hi, hello, and welcome to a new video. I have recently gotten some requests to share more of the stuff I collect. It was like 2 people, but a request is a request. Thank you very much. And I hope you will accept my vinyl collection as an appropriate offering, because that is what this video is going to be all about. As you can tell, it's not like a huge collection. This is everything I have at the moment, because vinyls are like fucking expensive. I've collected these over like a couple of years. I think the oldest one of these that I have is from like, I want to say like 2016, 2017, maybe a little older as well. I don't really know. Back when I had that like coarsely, I don't even know what it's called. Those like briefcase vinyl players that were really popular on Tumblr. I had a black one with red inside because of course I did. I'm a huge fan of physical media anyway, and I have most of these on CD also, which, side note, if you would like to see a CD or DVD collection, maybe also let me know. Buying vinyls has recently kind of replaced buying t-shirts and hoodies. I also had like a huge hoodie phase as like merch, because they're just like nice. It is, in my opinion, so much nicer to end up with a huge stack of vinyls that you don't listen to and just kind of display for the vibes, versus a closet full of t-shirts or hoodies that you never wear but that you can't get rid of either, because you get emotionally attached to fucking anything if it sticks around for long enough, especially if you buy it at like a show when you see someone on tour, you know, stuff like that. So I've started buying vinyl because buying merch supports artists directly, etc., etc. Joke, blah, blah. I just love a vinyl. I hate to say it because I know so many people who will like die on the hill that nothing sounds better than vinyl. It's like the quality of fucking anything doesn't compare, blah, 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 etc. I don't hear a fucking difference. Maybe it's because I have shitty speakers for my vinyl player. I don't know. Maybe it's because I have shitty hearing. I don't know. It could be either, both, a combination. Whoever, whatever. I just love like the way a vinyl feels and like looks when it's playing. Yeah, I'm all about vibes, and vinyls are so cunty, and huge fan. Anyway, this is my vinyl collection without any further fucking ado. We're gonna go in alphabetical order, I think, because that is the way I have stacked them. And yeah, some of these I might have something to say about, others not so much. Congratulations. The first album, and I think this was also my first vinyl purchase, Against Me, Transgender Dysphoria Blues. I just got this at like my local record store. I think it's some kind of special printing with the like blue and white. I just got this like on a whim when I was 17, 18. And I'd gotten my first record player. Oh, this is the inside, if you care. This album is one of my favorites of all time. It is definitely my favorite Against Me album. It is what introduced me to Against Me. It just means so much to me. I am emotionally attached to this whole album. It is great and you should listen to it, and it means a lot to me, and I'm so happy that this was my first vinyl purchase ever when I was a child. The next record I have is Anti-Flag, A Document of Dissent. I think I got this at the same time as I got Transgender Dysphoria Blues. There's not much to say about this really. It has like a chain of events on the inside. Could be greatest hits. I don't know. I have to say I'd never really listened to a whole lot of Anti-Flag outside this. I do still love it a lot. The next record is Exit Strategy by Drangsal. German artist. his music is kind of new wave-y, at least this album was. I have to admit, this is like the only album of his that I listened to. The record itself is like a pink marbled effect. And again, there's a bunch of songs on this album that I am very much emotionally attached to. I listened to this a lot around the time my dad died. So that's kind of not necessarily the connection I have to this, but it's like the soundtrack of that time, if that's, I don't know if that's a good way to put it. Really, really great album in my opinion. Everyone I've shown it to so far has hated it. If you're into German new wave-y kind of, I don't know how else to describe it. I'm notoriously bad at like naming music genres. So if you just give it a listen. Give it a listen. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. I do. I also really like the album artwork. I love the special effects makeup moment. Up next, a classic, a true classic, Evanescence, Fallen. I got this from a friend of mine as a birthday present some years ago. It is a clear record. The clear vinyl just looks extra cunty on a record player, let's be so honest. And I don't think I can say anything about this album that hasn't been said more eloquently by someone else before. I just love it. I love it. I think I have it on CD as well. And I definitely purchased it on iTunes like way back when I was maybe 12-ish, 11, 12. It has a special place in my heart. And I love Evanescence and especially this album. And I think a lot of people do. And my favourite song off of it is Imaginary. Up next is Stomach Aches by, which one of his projects is that? Iero and The Celebration. I don't know, this man has had what feels like a billion projects and bands after My Chemical Romance. I have to say, after this, I didn't really keep up with his side projects, but I love this whole album. I keep looking at the back, trying to decide which is my favorite song. I truly cannot decide. I listen to this a lot. Hi, Hannah, if you're watching this, or Max, or anyone. I listen to this a lot after the summer of because it came out in like late 2014, and then in summer 2015, I was insanely depressed after our shared summer was over, so I listened to this a lot. And it carried over into like 2016, 2017. I listen to this mostly when I really don't feel good in that like cheesy 16-year-old teenager way, specifically. And it is a grey and pink colorway. And this is also one of the ones I have on CD as well, because of course I do. This is another Iero post-MCR project. This one is Iero and the Patients, and it is Keep the Coffins Coming. I think this is an EP? Question mark. I feel like I might have pre-ordered this or something. I don't really know. I don't know why I got this. I think this is not the first one, but I think this is one of the records I'm not emotionally attached to. I think I pre-ordered this maybe after I saw Frank in concert in like 2017. I was just like on a music high, but then it like quickly died down. I don't know. It's cute though. We're keeping it going with the post-MCR breakup projects with Hesitant Alien by Gerard Way. I think I listened to this album maybe once and I just could not get into it. It's definitely not awful. It reminds me a lot of Danger Days, like style-wise. And Danger Days is my least favorite MCR album. I'm sorry. I just have this Next up, we have Jeanny's self-titled EP. They're a local band, I believe, or they're from like the next thingy over. I think they're from my city. I saw them with one of my friends. I don't know. It was like it was against something being built. I genuinely do not remember. He asked on Twitter if anyone would go with him, and I was like, I'm in. And then I pre-ordered this after the show. They weren't even out. I just gave these men money and and had no idea if I was ever going to get a vinyl or not, but I have it. This EP reminds me of like the first couple of weeks, months when I worked at my last job. Everything was like so different, for lack of a better word. Again, German-speaking band. They kind of remind me of La Dispute. I totally butchered that just now, but it was like my 5th try and I cannot do it. Yeah, if you're into that type of music, maybe check them out. I haven't listened to any of the newer releases after this, but I think they're doing pretty good. I follow them on Instagram, or at least I did. Yeah. Jeanny. Up next is another indie artist, Mia Morgan. I've talked about her here and there on my channel. This is her debut album, which came out in 2021. Funny story, not so funny story. I had tickets to see her when she toured with this, and I bought them like probably the second they released. I remember I pre-ordered this vinyl as well. I also have the CD. And then my dad's funeral ended up being on the same day as the concert, and I just didn't feel like going anymore. So the vinyl is like a pink marble. Very cute, very cunty. Then my, I think, newest edition is Mia Morgan's second album, Silver. I listened to this, I'm not joking, to this and only this for like 2 months when it came out. Saw her in concert, was a bit disappointed, mostly with the crowd. It is still a very good album and clear and so pretty. I love fun records. I don't mind when they're just black, because at the end of the day, they're to listen to and not to look at. But it is so much more fun when they are cool to look at as well. I will say what really annoyed me about this one is it didn't come with a download code for the songs. Actually, this one and the Drangsal one also didn't come with download codes, so I think it might just be like their distributor, their label, their whatever, because I think they're like under the same label. I don't know, but it really annoys me because what do you mean I just spent like 40 euros plus shipping on this thing, and now you want me to buy the CD for another 20 or buy it on iTunes for, I don't know, 15-16 euros? I think that is kind of fucked up, because I do want to listen to my music on the go on my iPod. Sometimes my cat's just asleep on my record player and I can't open it to listen to music. That kind of annoyed me. Other than that, great album. See, okay, now we're getting into the good shit. I have not one My Chemical Romance album, not 2 My Chemical Romance albums, not 3 My Chemical Romance albums, but 4 My Chemical Romance albums. I know for a fact that Bullets is like a special colorway. I think this is like the prettiest vinyl I own. It is coincidentally also my favorite MCR album. So I'm not going to bore you with gushing about every MCR album, because all of the ones that I have, including the Life on the Murder Scene one, even though it's not like that different from 3 Cheers, they just have like a super special place in my heart. And then we have 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, the all-time fan favorite, I feel like. This is not any kind of special edition. This is just a normal black record. I did do like a 1-month subscription to, I think, Apple Music to specifically listen to the newly mixed version of this album that they released in June, I believe. And I do wanted on CD and or vinyl just to like complete the collection. But I will say it has felt a bit like a cash grab pre-tour. They're really like profiting off the fact all their fans from back then are now adults with money. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I need to stop ranting about My Chemical Romance. I also have Life on the Murder Scene, which is pretty much just live versions of songs off of Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge. If you don't know, if you are not that kind of emo, or if you weren't emo at all, which, what the fuck are you doing here? Life on the Murder Scene is like a documentary video diary style thing that MCR filmed in like, I don't know, from like 2003 to 2005 or something. 13-year-old me would probably punch me straight in the face for not knowing like the exact dates. But it was basically like a video diary, and it also had live performances, and the live performances are on this vinyl. Do I need it? No. I probably bought this when I was either just getting out of a depression or like tits deep in a depression. And that's like the only way I can explain why I bought this, because I don't love live versions, but hey, here we are. Then the, for now, last MCR album I have is The Black Parade. I don't think it's a special edition. It just has 2 records because it's just too long. I don't know. And that is the last of my MCR albums for now, because like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Danger Days. So I haven't wanted to spend money on that yet. I do, however, love May Death Never Stop You. They're like, I think it's more like a best of album, but I love the song, the one that they released like on that record. Love that one for some fucking reason. And I also want the, I think it's called Living with Ghosts. I think it was the first cash grab where they had like unreleased demos or something, or like rough versions of Black Parade songs, mostly. Some Bullet songs as well. I'm missing those 3 on vinyl, and again the 4th, which is like the newly mixed 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. If you somehow managed to get all those for €40 each, it would still be like 160. No. Maybe one day. If you want to buy me one of them, let me know. Moving on, I only have 3 more records left, and they are all soundtracks. The first one is the Sweeney Todd movie soundtrack. This is, unfortunately, one of my favorite movies of all time. One of my, I think genuinely the only musical play anything in that realm I like. I'm not a theatre person. I just like Sweeney Todd. I have like a bunch of a couple of different versions on DVD. I have this on CD. I have a songbook. I'm going to link actually one of my collection videos where I talk about Sweeney Todd stuff specifically that I've collected, because it's a lot. It's a long running obsession. Yeah, the Sweeney Todd soundtrack from the movie specifically. And these last 2 kind of go hand in hand, and it is the Twin Peaks soundtrack and the Fire Walk With Me soundtrack. Beautiful music. I'm not sure if they're in the same video, but I also have a teensy little Twin Peaks collection, which I'm going to link up here if it's not in the same video as the Sweeney Todd one. Love Twin Peaks. Huge fan. Also a big fan of like the backside artwork, especially on the Fire Walk With Me one. It is very Tumblr collage. Graphic design is my passion. You know the vibe. And that was my vinyl collection. Let me know if you're also a huge fan of physical media, or if you just like collecting vinyls for the vibes. Alternatively, let me know which one of these albums that I showed is your favorite, or which album do you absolutely hate? Do we have a similar taste in music? If you enjoy these types of videos, please let me know by liking this video and maybe even consider subscribing if you would like to see more from me. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and listening to me yap, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!